Hey guys, I'm not there. I'm way over here. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue. God damn it. I'll tell you guys what happened. I was so annoyed. What the fuck? So, I'm sorry first of all for being late. There were a lot of technical issues. Not a lot, but like a major part of my stream integrations was like fucked up. For you guys who know, it's StreamerBot. It's what puts all the notifications out on stream and also makes everything work on stream. That shit fucked up. And I didn't clean install, but like I put a new install on top of it. And then I had to like filter. Basically, it wouldn't boot up. And I was trying to figure out various reasons why and make up various hypotheses why. So apparently I found out that it's because of a backup, apparently. But then after I deleted every backup and put everything else back in slowly so I can kind of sift out which backup was corrupted, none was corrupted, and then it worked. I have no fucking idea. I didn't even do anything special. I just replaced the backup that I had to a French install and it was fine. It was weird. Anyway, sorry about that. That took me like 40 minutes to troubleshoot. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the Deep Blue. Hi, I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks in the rocks, and I usually stream at 9 p.m. sharp, aka about 48 minutes ago. But today was a special occasion. Technical difficulties that I was trying to actually finish troubleshooting like 10 minutes prior to stream, but obviously I wasn't able to do that, and thus I apologize for the lateness, for the tardiness. All right, but hey, we're here at least, and I'm happy that we're here. We managed somehow. We managed. And let me see who's here at the Deep Blue. I see that Kyle, despite everything, is the first here at the Deep Blue, followed up by Tyrandus the second, and Thousand Sunset the third, the Rev, aka Nix the fourth, and Zoe the fifth. Congratulations to our top 5. And I of course also see Ridgeway and Wapper, and hold on, let me increase the music volume a tad. Ridgeway and Sven, Jarrison, Kurt, NYC Leprechaun, Charles, our Space Marine, Noah, former lawyer. Welcome to the Deep Blue, and Mythos. And also I see Discount Chatter and Nivis, and who else is here? Jerry Mouse, Ghost of Mint, Cashew Nuts is here too, Merc as well, Merc Works, and Halra, and James Epsilon, Kitsune, I think that's how I say your name, Kitson, IVR is here too, and Nvidia, MD, Old Man Windbreaker, Magic Attacks, and Tatty's Hagger. Tatty Shagger? Tatty Shagger. Guys, so man, thank you for 19 months of being a titling over on YouTube side. Stream or no stream, noise dog, stay strong. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but that was quite crazy. And yes, I did get fucked over by Windows Update. I do believe it's a Windows Update because I booted my PC up, and then you know, like all the prompts that Windows makes you go through when an update happened, even though I actually postponed my updates for like 5 weeks. I don't know how it managed to push in an update, or like I don't know what the fuck happened. Could it be my malware bytes? I don't think so. Let me check. I don't think so. Huh. I have no idea how that happened because everything was working fine yesterday. So the good thing is that we're here and I fixed it, and I'm pretty proud of it. I'll do like a clean antivirus sweep after stream today. How are you guys doing, by the way? Were you kind of anxious? I mean, I knew eventually I'd be able to fix it. The thing is that I felt bad because I didn't know how long it'd take, and like having to test out each backup one by one was like pretty fucking annoying, but thankfully I managed. I thought we were at a bar. No, I'm bringing you guys out today. I usually always do, right, for Satsu's or free talk streams. I'm doing okay despite everything. It's been a productive day. Despite the scuff, I'm okay. I'm just glad that we get to stream because I feel like we haven't had a free talk stream or a Zatsu stream in like a while, to the point that I was kind of almost dreading it, you know? Yeah, I somehow like, because I don't know if you guys can relate, but for me sometimes, you know, I worry about not having enough topics to yap about or talk about. And I know that sounds crazy coming from me, but it's because, like, I guess I try to talk about certain kinds of topics, especially related to life. So maybe sometimes something that's about a life observation, or like philosophy or neuropsychology or any recent new learnings, right? So sometimes I do get pretty nervous, I guess, in the sense that, okay, what if I have nothing good to talk about today? So I guess it kind of, because I haven't streamed a Zatsu in 2 weeks, I believe, I think it kind of made me get a little bit too worried, and I started dreading it. I was like, oh no, what if I don't know what to talk about? But no, I'm pretty sure it's just, I just got to get back into the habit of doing Zatsu streams again, or like free talk streams again, and I'm pretty sure the topics will just flow out. And plus, you guys are a good bunch, so even if I run out of things to say, I'm pretty sure that you guys will probably come up with something, right? At least that's what, that's my copium. That's my copium. I don't know how other streamers do it. Oh, honestly, I don't know how other VTubers do it. Like, they do like very long hours of Zatsus or free talks or just chatting. And what do they even talk about? Especially if, like, say, you can't talk much about your personal life because maybe you want to keep yourself privy, or, you know, you're a corpo VTuber and thus you can't talk about certain aspects of your life. Like, what do you even talk about? Learning how to drive soon, like the 11th soon. Good luck with that. Good luck. Let me catch up with the chat here. 3 sets of 3-day weekend in a row from work. When's your next weekend break though, Charles? I hate that my laptop was stuck in an updating state for days, if not like 2 weeks, and it finally fixed itself. Yeah, the mysteries of software, right? Honestly, I also hate like how Windows is so bloated. Fuck. I've been wanting to run that script where you can kind of de-bloat your Windows, or I know like the other option is Linus, but I feel like using Linus, I don't know if I'm the best person to use Linus. I don't know about you guys, but the older I get, the more that I just want to move from Android to the iOS sort of ecosystem. Do you get what I'm saying? Back then, you know, I was like, oh yeah, back then there's so much customization on the Android, Cyanogen OS and everything like that, right? Well, my favorite phone back then was OnePlus 1 and then OnePlus 6, right? And I used to kind of flaunt that all the time, and I loved that phone. It was a very pretty phone as well. Sorry, did I say Linus? I meant to say Linux. Linus Tech Tips. But I think nowadays what I want to do is just like have something and then just not fuck with it much. Not have to fuck with it much, you know? Like, I'm not that much for customization anymore, because the older you get, at least for me, the more limited time you have, and thus you don't get to pour hours upon hours into things such as games or like customization or certain custom works as you would have been able to say back then. Like, for example, back then I was able to make a private server for Ragnarok Online and script my own custom NPCs. Nowadays that thing costs me a little bit more. 1 or 2 hours nowadays, it costs so much more compared to like 1 or 2 hours when I was back in school, you know. Recovering from night shift by persevering. Time to pretend to be mercenary or extraordinaire. It's okay, you don't have to pretend here, Merc. At least like here you can wind down, right? That's what the deep blue is for. You don't have to be a Merc extraordinaire here. You can just wind down and talk about life. That's something we all share, right? Something to talk about life. Bro Credible, welcome back. Any Noira yaps is good yaps, don't worry. Thursdays are the best day. Thank you, you guys are so kind to me. And hello Nolan, how are you? I don't think any of the streamers think about what they're gonna talk about. They just go and do whatever. I really do think about what I want to talk about, especially when it comes to Zatsu, because I think I've kind of held it to my own standard that I want to at least talk about something that's rather quote unquote worthwhile in a sense, you know, for me at least. Like, I say that I'm the sea fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks, so I should at least do that, right? It's been a weird day. I was productive and not productive at the same time. I'm pretty conflicted. But hey, think about it, like, productive and not productive at the same time. At least there's some productiveness in there, right? Being productive, I believe, is quite a snowball, meaning like you kind of gotta build up the motivation towards being able to become productive or more productive. And sometimes every once in a while you get across a speed bump and you slow down, or a fucking Mario Kart red shell hits you. And it's okay, it happens. What matters is that you learn to pick yourself back up faster, mayhaps relatively faster than before. I know that feeling though. I know that feeling, Kidston. I can relate. Feeling better? Yes, I am feeling much better, Nolan. How are you? And hello, Luard. How are you? And Omeletti. I don't know. Maybe what your weapon of choice would be if you lived in a fantasy setting? Fists. Always. Or dual wield something. Dual daggers, dual swords. I love dual anything. Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake? Oh yeah, that's coming up, isn't it? That's coming up. You know what I want to play? I want to play Hitman Reborn. Any of you guys have played the Hitman franchise? I did see it being on sale on the Steam summer sale. Hitman Reborn. I want to play that game because... Did I mention it yesterday? I think I did. I watched this video on YouTube about how this guy was like reviewing and rating nightclubs in video games, and Hitman Reborn's nightclub was #1 basically, and because of it I was like, holy shit, the game set design is beautiful, the environmental design is beautiful, and I also love stealth killing, so I'm very excited to mayhaps consider trying out Hitman. I've never played Hitman before, so I don't know what it's like, but I like stealth kills, so I'm assuming it's right up my alley. Grimchi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Linux is freedom, but it's also a higher bar of learning. Yeah, that's always how it is, isn't it? And Linux is like Android in a way. If you're into the whole customization, sure, it can be very lean. Like back then, CyanogenOS on the Android was very lean, very no frills, but also it requires a little bit more effort if you want it to work your way. So nowadays, I just get like whatever works the best, and like at least like 80% well, and I'm okay with it. Sorry, let me catch up with chat here. Hi there, Tabine. We're not a cult, Cashew, we're not a cult. And hello, Puck, welcome back. Thank you for 75 consecutive streams, old man windbreaker. Hi, Wiz Revenge. And Decatonics, what's up? Such wise words. Thank you for uplifting advice. I don't know about uplifting. I think it's just an it is what it is thing, isn't it? Like every once in a while you encounter a speed bump, and life really is all about just picking yourself back up. I've played a little Hitman, it can be fun. Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably play it on stream if I do get it. Hi there, Ceaseless and Farhan. Welcome, welcome. And did I miss anyone? No, I didn't. But Hitman for PS5, only played an hour for it. Would you play 007 First Light? Isn't it expensive? My weapon is a Shelila. Isn't Shelila a fucking cantrip in Dungeons and Dragons? That's all I know. I didn't know it was an item. I thought it was like an attack. Stealth kill galore? Then it does sound right up my alley. And hello, Jason. How are you? Hitman logic, there are no witnesses if there's no one left. Yes, like our stealth thing when we were playing Cyberpunk yesterday. Auntie who? Why are you calling me auntie? It's oneesan. It's oneesan. Get it right. Why? Why do you want relationship advice? I don't know if you want to be asking an anime girl on the internet relationship advice, but sure, give it a shot, I guess. Tenchu game. What's No, what are Tenchu games? Is that a franchise, Tenchu? Having seen your stealth skills in Cyberpunk, you love Hitman. Oh yes, my subpar stealth skills. My very net running stealth skills. I mean, I'm gonna play some runs on Veteran Dark Tide. Oh, 40k! Fair. It had poison rice balls? That's crazy. That's so cute. Poison rice balls. You're getting the game for summer sale, you better be quick. I know, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I still have a lot of games in my backlog, so I'll think about it. Can I call you oneesan? Yes. You guys are supposed to call me oneesan, not hag. Don't use the H word. Don't say auntie. None of that. Nappa, how are you? You know, today, I have realized that I have a lot of talking about hag. So, you guys, I think it's all that I've been talking about for the past 3 days. The whole hag post, right? Exarail, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I am under the hag category on HoloList, which is basically like a database of VTubers, which is crazy because I don't even make the tags. It means that the admin actually knows what I'm about, which is why the admins manually add tags themselves. Let me see what my tags are currently on HoloList, actually. The last time I remembered, I had like pretty ridiculous tags. Let me see. Noira. My tags are... Where are my tags? Big personality, hag, and sea fox. I'm the only sea fox. The only sea fox VTuber on the database. With a big personality. Obviously we know what we're talking about, and a hag. That's crazy. That's wild. So I've come to realize actually generally as a VTuber, I feel like I've been somewhat blessed with so many kind people around me. I don't know how. Like, for example, Saw, I don't know if you guys remember Saw, but like there's a VTuber wiki, right? And Saw is this random volunteer guy who has decided to kind of just voluntarily create a VTuber wiki for me and also update it. He DM'd me like today, I believe, and he was like, hey, I want to update your VTuber wiki with these details. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, oh, you didn't have to do that. How very nice of you. Thank you, I said. I really appreciate it. What the hell? Like, I didn't even ask for it, and you have some noble heart wanting to help a random VTuber like me, you know? So he helped me set up like a VTuber wiki page, and also decided to just update it every once in a while. And also the HoloList, me getting tagged with hag amongst other much larger VTubers. I actually DM'd HoloList, right? I was like, hey, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably like just a coincidence that I got tagged. But can I just say thank you? I said, I really do appreciate it. And it's crazy to see some people recognize me in the midst of like all the other larger names in the hag category, right? And he replied back to me and he said, oh, it wasn't a coincidence. You deserve to be there. Like, he said something along those lines. You deserve to be there. It wasn't a coincidence. And I'm like, what? I don't even know what to say. What is all this kindness? It's crazy. And also like the fact that when I debuted my 2.0 as well, VTuber News Drop, which is like basically a VTuber news website / network. I don't know if you can call it network. A VTuber news portal, let's put it that way. One of the guys hit me up and be like, hey, you're doing a debut. I want to do some coverage for your debut. How do you feel about that? Like, I'll give you some interview questions. And I'm like, damn, dude, thank you so much. Like, just coming up and offering me that's very kind of you, I said. And also the fact that I was nominated for Indonesian hidden VTuber Awards as a hidden gem out of nowhere. I don't know. That was a while back. That was like 2 years ago, I believe. But like I've really come to realize that I've been surrounded by very, very kind people, and I don't know why. Because the thing is, like, to be honest, when it comes to VTubing and content creation, I mostly just stick on to my own, right? I don't really do collabs, not anymore at least, and I do my own content, I do my own thing, and yet I'm still somehow given so much kindness, and I'm very appreciative of it. Even you guys as well. You guys are very kind to me. Yeah. And even the people on Reddit are very kind to me too. Anyway, yeah, it's just one of those days where I've come to appreciate just like how kind people can be. It's crazy because like what are the chances? What are the chances? It's not as if like I did anything particularly special for them, right? Bless you, 3D son, says Chad. He didn't hear me. But yeah, I really do appreciate it. So much kindness going around, it makes my heart flutter. Sorry, let me read chat here. Give me a second. Also, Atomic Attack, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Because you're trustworthy, auntie. Not auntie, it's oneesan. So me and my partner just graduated from college. As such, we're both getting busy looking for jobs. How do we make sure we stay strong moving forward? Education grads, by the way. But how do we make sure we stay strong moving forward? Ooh. You just graduated from college and you're both getting busy. Make time for each other. No matter how busy you are, you can definitely always make time for things that matter to you and people that matter for you. And that's all I can say, really. Plus, you guys, just having graduated from college, you guys are also young, meaning there will be a lot of changes, and I think that's just something you have to navigate through. It's tough, but good luck to the both of you. I don't think there's much I can give advice towards that. If anything, it's tough because I think when it comes to relationships, it's always the toughest when the two people involved are like going through a lot of changes together and going through a lot of new experiences together, especially if you're going through it separate from each other. That's always the toughest, and it's usually make or break, and either or, whether it's make or break, I think it is what it is, you know. Sometimes you learn more about yourself, sometimes you discover new things about yourself, and with a lot of changes, you just gotta go through it and make what you think are the best decisions or what you think are the good decisions. And even if they end up being a bad decision, you learn it from it, and don't think of it as a mistake, rather think of it as something you can grow from. Hi, Lee Valentine and Agent Margin. Sorry, I'm still catching up with chat here. Give me a second. To Nguyen, what's up? You are a hidden gem? Oh, thank you. I've been a hidden gem for a while then. Like what, 3 years? 3 fucking years. Almost going 4th year. Hold on, I missed chat. It's because you bring out the wholesome in all of us. You deserve all the accolades because you're great. No, I really don't. I don't know. I don't think so. You guys are too kind to me sometimes. But thank you, I guess. Fuck. When people are kind to you on Reddit, you know you're doing something right. I mean, there was a phase where people weren't particularly kind to me. And plus, to be fair, like people on Reddit, or at least like the VTuber fans on Reddit, not all of them particularly like the style of my model, because it's, I guess, it's not particularly mainstream, is it? Like, it's not particularly anime, so it's not everyone likes it, but the people who are kind to me are kind, full stop, and I appreciate any sort of kindness, truly. Used to do collabs a lot in the past, really fun time before you became busy with works and everything. Yeah, that's so true. I also miss like my VTuber friends, to be fair. But nowadays, if anything, I instead play with them offline and not on stream. You brought kindness to others without realizing it, and then people returned that with kindness back. And it came as a shock to you because you were not trying to be kind. You just shut the fuck up. Sorry. But thank you, Napa. I know you were trying to be kind, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a reflex. But thank you, Napa. Thank you. God damn it. Sitting at work while we try to fix our magnetic lock issue, we might have made it worse and created a fire hazard since you can't open those doors now from one direction. You might want to get that fixed very soon, random person. Damn. Hi, Tavarius, by the way. For them, they found something special for you. Was it Tuesday? Stop! Okay, shit, I didn't say all that to fish for your compliments. I was just saying it out loud because it's just an interesting observation of how people can be very kind. Your voice is comforting. Thank you, Ivor. It's gonna be tough. You both can make it work if you put in the effort. Yeah. Hello, Rayan. I'm not gonna answer weird-ass questions like that. Permission to bring Noira out of hidden. How do you even do that? The best adult advice I can give: you're gonna make mistakes. You will always make mistakes. Learn from them and always try to never repeat them. Very, very true. Very true. Going to watch a stream while you drink vodka? Yeah, go ahead. My day has been pretty good. Despite the stream scuff, it's not bad. I think I was a bit behind in stream, but I wanted to say I think everyone appreciates those who are down to earth and chill. You do deserve it all because people give back the same vibes they see. Oh, Jamie Epsilon, what the hell? Thank you. Shit, I didn't say all that. Seriously, I didn't say all that to ask for your compliments. I feel bad. Feels like I'm baiting for compliments, mate. Shit. Play with them offline, like, no, not their house, but I mean like off stream. I guess the right word is off stream, not offline. Quote of the day: the stars float above with pride, knowing the atoms they gave us made something that shines brighter than they thought possible. That's quite beautiful. That's beautiful. That sounds like something that would come out from like Paulo Coelho's Alchemist for some reason. Know that reaction way too well? Yeah. Shut up. Mistakes are normal. You're better not because you're not making mistakes, but because you learn from all your mistakes. Truly, I think the people who have gone through the craziest shit in life and have gone through the most mistakes or have seen the most mistakes come out as the best people. Most of them come out as the best people, depending on how they cope. Right, depending on how they experience or how they go on from those fallbacks. Fallbacks, that's not the right word. No, how they... Failures? No, I don't think failure is the right word. Basically, like, that step back, I guess. Yeah. Because sometimes, like, for example, I reckon, let's say you can get setbacks. Thank you, that's the right word. Thank you. Love your model. Thank you, Alexander Williams. I reckon, right? Two people can go through like the same experience, aka you get like bad grades. Let's say two people get like, let's say a sea fox and a firefox. They get like, I don't know, 40 for maths out of 100, right? The sea fox and the firefox can like maybe the firefox can go all ragey and rage quit. The sea fox can actually just be like, yeah, no, I gotta get good. You see what I mean? The same experiences can be the same for two people, but like how you react to it and how you perceive it is what matters. That's why perspective matters so much, right? That's also like the recent short I put out, I believe, and also the recent video actually. The world can be cruel or it can be kind. It all depends on how you choose to view it. Yeah, I remember like when I went to a psychologist, right? I did I think that psychologist of mine asked me something about something that happened in my life. I won't go into it in detail, so I'll just, how do I say this without saying much about it? Let's just say, I had a shitty experience with a person who's like close to me, right? And the psychologist was like, oh, how does that make you feel? Like, what do you think about that now? Okay, shitty is probably an understatement. Let's say like borderline traumatic, I guess. It's just really bad, okay? And the psychologist was like, what do you think about that now? And I'm like, I'm glad that that person, that I experienced whatever the fuck I experienced, because I wouldn't be the person I am now without that person and the shit that they exposed me to. And also, I think they were a good example to me of what kind of person not to become. And the psychologist was just like, oh, okay, that's good. And then moved on to the next question. But it back then, I think I didn't used to think that way. It's definitely like something that I've come to learn, like the older I got, you know, the more ancient I got, then I was able to kind of change into that sort of perspective. Because if not, I think back then I would like blame a lot of things that happened to me on that person. And a lot of things in general, I would just be hella fucking salty about it, basically. Yeah. Mistakes and bad things shape people to be better. Yeah. Perspective makes a world of difference, but you usually get back what you put out into the world. So focus on the good, and usually you will start seeing more good. Yeah, like that's optimism, right? That's optimism. I believe in that too. I believe that usually, for example, if you're kind to people, let's say you're in a cab, right? And let's say your cab driver is kind of sus. Let's just say he has sus intentions. Maybe he wants to take your blood and feed it to the blood gods. I don't know. Let's say your cab driver is thinking about that, but maybe you decide to talk to them and be nice to them, and then they have second thoughts and they decide not to do that to you. You know, I believe in these sort of things. That's why I believe in generally just being kind to everyone, even when you're annoyed at people and angry at people at the workplace or over like maybe mistakes they made and everything. But I think empathy and being kind goes a long way. Hey, mistakes build character. It is good to make mistakes. Yeah, I mean, mistakes are only mistakes if you don't learn from them, right? I mean, if you learn from them, they're technically lessons. And I think I'm proud. I want to say proud. I'm happy enough to say that I think I've learned from all my mistakes. They've all turned to lessons. Just generally because I think I'm a very retrospective person. When I do something wrong, or like I fuck up, or like someone tells me I fucked up, I do try to kind of sit on it and see how I can improve. I'm glad I'm able to do that nowadays. Back then I had much more ego stuck up my ass. But also, to be fair, like learning from it versus like actually changing your ways are two totally different things. You can think of learning from it, you can think of changing, but not doing it or executing it is a different story. Hi there, Aether Eternal. Mistakes aren't bad, it's just a different way to learn a lesson. No one is perfect, so just remember everyone makes mistakes. The important part is learning from them. Yeah, definitely. Be kind, just don't be a doormat. Yes, there is game theory surrounding that. I think if you watch, was it a Veritasium video, if I remember correctly? Like, the game theory, according to like a game theory simulation, the one simulation that performs the best is when the agent or the actor or the AI, the bot, whatever, that's executing the game theory, is they're kind, like they're kind to people, they're trusting of people, but they don't be a doormat. Like once they're betrayed, they might give him another chance, but like no second chances, you know? Like there's a fine line to draw between like being kind and being empathetic and also like not being a doormat. There's a good line to draw somewhere. And I think I don't know, it's very contextual, of course, and it's something you get a better handle of as you go through more life experiences in general. Hi there, JC Goldman. Glad you're here. Learning how to sit on emotions when you feel bad is so much better than avoiding bad situations. You learn so much more than living in the bad moments. Yeah, but to be fair, Napa, sometimes they feel really shit. Like, I think... So, you guys remember when I went through an aura migraine? So I found out that the days after I had an aura migraine, my brain was fucked up, dude. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like I was PMSing, like I was very agitated, but I've never felt that agitated ever in my life. And I've never felt so weirdly anxious and overthinking, I think. It was very weird. And it felt like the way that I talked, it's like, I know I shouldn't be, I feel like I don't want to say certain things, but I couldn't stop myself. Does that make sense? So then I found out after Googling, like, what the fuck is this? Apparently, like, after you get an aura migraine, it's basically like an EMP grenade on your brain. And thus, like, for a few days moving forward, you can have, like, certain brain functions being fucking weird, especially your prefrontal cortex, which is, like, the decision-making part of your brain, and a lot of, like, the part of your brain that kind of helps with the logical part of thinking and everything. And I don't know, it really felt like my brain was super weird. I don't know how else to explain it. And it was like the worst. I was so, I'm not even hyperboling, but I was so fucking depressed. It was so bad because I think I made a work mistake and I wallowed over it like crazy, and I got so fucking depressed over it, and I thought about it every waking moment, and that's never happened to me before. I actually streamed during that moment. I don't remember, but like even during stream, I think I talked about it a lot, but I didn't mention that my brain was weird. But I realized after the fact that because it lasted like I think up to 2 to 3 days, I was like, okay, this is fucking weird. I don't know if you guys felt it. Remember the day we talked about Bob? That was the day after my aura migraine. The day where I felt very weird. And it really gave perspective, I guess, to me, how the brain can do so much to a person, like emotionally. It's wild. And it made me think, man, what if... And it does make... It made me think how certain, I guess, physical wiring or genetics of the brain, or how you're born, or certain predispositions that you're born with, that may affect certain parts of your brain, such as maybe your prefrontal cortex is more disposed to this way or that way, that can really affect how a person is emotionally, the emotional baseline, and how they perceive the world, and how they really just emotional intelligence, I guess. Not even the IQ part. Like, my logic was fine, but like it's mostly just emotional intelligence, the emotional intelligence side of everything, for lack of a better word. I couldn't think of a better word. Sorry, let me catch up with chat. I love Veritasium. I do too. Being nice and polite has gotten me a lot more favors and advantages than it reasonably should. Not through Machiavellian, I hope I'm saying that right, manipulation, but the fact Margin was nice to me and didn't ask for anything in return, I could do him a favor. Yeah, exactly. I believe that too. I stand by that principle as well. If you're nice and genuinely nice, like you're not nice just to have someone return a favor, then the universe will do things to make shit happen to you. To you? Okay, that sounds like a threat. Shit happened for you. There you go. Now, Sama, do you support any teams in the World Cup? No, not really. I haven't been watching, unfortunately. That's why your content is more mature than others? About what? I don't know. I think it's just my... I don't know about my content being more mature than others. I think it's just my preference of like what content I want to make. Oh, sorry. I skipped some chats. Hi, Nick Gamer and Saijin. And Forever Watch, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I remember that day you did talk more than usual about work stuff. Yeah, right? Does your brain never stop thinking? The only time my brain really stops thinking is when I'm doom scrolling or when I'm playing games. That's why I think I binge things a lot when it comes to things that distract my brain. Yeah. It's true, because I feel like I always have like an internal monologue in my brain that never stops. And I told my psychologist this before. And I was like, oh shit, is she gonna like diagnose me with schizo or something? But she's like, no, it's just, you just need to learn to fucking pause, she said. And because I was telling her, like, I have so many shower thoughts. And she's like, why don't you just take a shower with no thoughts? And I'm like, I don't think I can do that. I think it's just a thing. Like, I do reckon like people just have different levels of monologues and maybe think to themselves less or more. I happen to think to myself a lot. I will tell Bob when I go to work today that he is in trouble. No. Bob is fine. Bob is doing a great job, right, Kurt? You said Bob was a great boss. Thanks for lurking up and thanks for dropping by for a tad. I am predisposed against bureaucracy. It is so ineffective and ass backwards. I rammed my fist into my desk multiple times, one migraine away from crash out. I'm sorry to hear that, man. But yes, bureaucracy sucks. I understand. I share the same frustrations. Besides coffee to chat for work, we got the door out. What do you mean? You seem like a lovely, adorable person. Wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Have a good one, Wilf Kage. Your content has more substance and it's very thought-provoking and insightful. I think that's why it feels more mature. Perhaps, but I also don't think like it's like, sort of as if it's more noble content than any other content, you know? And in the essence of it, I do think it's still entertainment. It's just that I happen to prefer this kind of content myself. But that's also because I don't really watch streamers, you know? I don't really watch. Sure, sometimes I watch people play games, but I rarely really watch like streamers in general. Like I rarely watch. I don't know how to say it. Like I watch comedians and everything, sure, but like I don't really watch haha hee hee streamers. I don't know how else to say it. It's not that they're bad. I think it's just a matter of preference. So that's, like I said, I don't think like my type of content is more noble or better or whatsoever compared to other streamers or other content creators. It's just that it happens to be my preferences line up with your preferences, right? And I guess from third person, it may seem rather more mature compared to other streamers who just play games and be funny, which is a skill in itself. It takes a lot of skill and energy to do that. Got a shower so long, your brain runs out of thoughts. That has never ever happened. Like even when I take a bath, I stay in the bathtub for like an hour or two. I don't stop thinking, man. Right, alright. Just don't think. Weissman, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I actually told you about the Bob stream. Yeah. So I like to put it, man, I was just trying to be nice. I ain't complaining about the benefits, and I do plan to repay these favors. But I sure as shit wasn't scheming around getting those benefits. Yeah. And Asmodeus, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And Zozak's on YouTube side. What's up? I mean, I bet there are people who can just have their thoughts on standby. When I briefly took ADHD meds, I had a quiet moment in my head. I wouldn't know. I've never taken, I think, meds for like mental stuff in general, so I'm not sure if I can. I don't think I can relate, so I don't know what that's like. But yeah, perhaps I do think like I also have heard of people like having zero self monologue. Do any of you guys have, how much self monologue do you guys have? I have a lot. It's one of the reasons I think why, you know how sometimes I think it's one of the reasons why I don't need to rant to people as much, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm going through something, I can basically, you know how Master Yi, when you press W, Is it W? Yes, it is W. I can basically self-heal. I'm sorry for using a league reference, okay? But basically I can go through problems myself and troubleshoot problems myself, like emotional problems and shit like that. And yeah, I've never really had the need to kind of have to rant to a girlfriend of mine who's like, oh my god, you won't believe what happened today, and then tell them everything that happened and all the bad shit and everything. I've never really had that problem, which I think is due to the fact that I have such a strong inner monologue. I literally have entire conversations with myself sometimes. Helps get the word out of my head. I do too. You're not wrong by any means. Some people just have a lot of words up their head. Yeah. I have so much myself. I see. I talk to myself like I'm on a 24/7 podcast going on in there. So I can relate to that. It's either monologue or a song playing in my head. It never stops. I can't relate to the songs. For me, it's just always talking to myself. I have way too much. I guess constantly, unless I am focused on something. Yeah, unless I'm doom scrolling or like doing some what I call passive entertainment, which is like mostly distracting myself from my own thoughts. I direct inward. It's interesting. So you guys have strong inner monologues too, hey? Literally jungle diffing are so hard right now. Oh, shut up. Jungle diffing is crazy, dude. Mine never stops unless I generally fry my brain. I mean, even when you doom scroll or when you're locked in playing a game, it doesn't stop. Year reference was peak. That was such a shitty reference. What are you talking about? I recently learned about a theory that most of the people didn't have an internal monologue up to around 3,000 years. I don't think that's true. I find that hard to believe. There's no way. Because if you think about it, what's the first hunter-gatherer structure that was recently found? Oldest. So I like looking up these Gobekli. Do you guys know about the Gobekli Tepe? I don't know how to say that properly. Gobekli Tepe. It is dated around 4000 to 3000 BCE, and it is the oldest known. Hold on, the oldest true city. And this is like, it predates the Stonehenge by about 6,000 years. It's the world's oldest temple. Do you really think like people could have built such things without internal monologues back then? I don't think so. Would you be able to have an idea or like a belief of God and build temples back then without internal monologues? But then again, when it comes to history, you know, a lot of things is not really set in stone. Ha, pun intended. And a lot of things aren't set in stone. So like everyone can kind of have their own theories and their own ideas about certain things, right? What if my dog has internal monologue? I'm pretty sure my dog does. I'm pretty sure Jinbei does. If there's a dog that has internal monologue, Shiba Inus are one of them. Bicameral mind. Let me look that up. Bicameral mind. The bicameral mind is a controversial psychological and historical hypothesis proposing that human consciousness arose relatively recently. Nah, okay. That theory that human consciousness arose relatively recently versus the fact that there's like a temple. How long ago is fucking 9600 BCE? How long ago is that? How many years is that? I always get myself confused when you start going with like AC and BC and ACDC. Sorry. How long ago is that? Is it what? 11,600 years? 11,600 years ago. Yeah, so people already built temples that have survived the test of time up till now that we know of. 11,600 years ago, meaning there's still possibilities that there were temples way back when. And personally, if there is someone saying that consciousness is a recent thing, like inner monologues are a recent thing within the last 3,000 years, I would like to think, personally, I would like to think that the Göbekli Tepe, which is that one of the oldest monumental structure, no, the oldest known monumental structure, is like 11,600 years ago, then I think, you know, I don't think you can build such things without an internal monologue. The theory is that the voices were external for them. External, like they would just say it out. I imagine Shakespeare wouldn't be able to create those play scripts without internal monologuing. Some believe that a big portion of religious beliefs was helped with psychedelics. Well, that's a whole other topic. And since we are always trying to figure out something, but I don't know. I think humans, being the very imaginative creatures that we are, I don't think it's that hard to imagine imagine higher beings. I don't think it's too far off. I don't think you need psychedelics to think about such things, don't you think? I mean, people can have imaginary friends. If you can have imaginary friends, then how far is it to actually think of a higher being out there, right? Since we are always trying to figure something out, it makes connecting and learning different points of views easier. My favorite period of time, AC/DC. Fun fact, people inhabited southern Sweden as back as 12k BC. Seriously, like these BC AD terms, they fucking confuse me. It's just too many numbers, I feel like. Too many zeros, I just don't know. Arane, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Raiders, welcome. Hi. Hi, Raiders. I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. How are you guys doing? And thank you. Let me give you a shout out. Thank you for sharing your community with Arane. What were you up to? Oh, what were you guys yapping about? What were you guys chatting about? Anything interesting? Any interesting topics? Any very deep topics or impressionable topics or hilarious topics? Fork one and Iono and Arane and Danville, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Valko, oh my god, Valko from Love and Deep Space. Valko, the Valko drama is crazy. I don't know if anyone in my chat knows about it. Yeah, I mean, it's a very love and deep topic, right? Obviously. Yeah, Valko. The whole drama, man. If you guys tidings. If you guys are like bored one day and you don't know, you want to kind of go into a rabbit hole and look up something that's just wild, look up the recent Love and Deep Space drama. Look it up, it's crazy. We were just talking about how religion, someone said in chat that I reckon that back then religion was a thing because maybe it originated from psychedelics, and my argument or my statement is that I feel like it doesn't take a lot for normal people without psychedelics to imagine of crazy things and believe in crazy things, or like believe in higher beings. Love and Deep Space drama is, I would say, to a certain extent, kind of exhibits that too. Like, you know, at least when I'm reading it, it's not that I want to, how would I put it? It's not that I want to minimize the drama, but it's like, it's crazy sometimes how far fictional things can go. If that makes sense, yeah. It's a dating game of fictional people, but I do think there's like legitimate concerns and everything within the Love and Deep Space drama that I have read about. But also, It's crazy how much shit can go down for fictional things. Yeah. Carpax, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. What's a psychedelic? A psychedelic is like something that you consume that can make you high and see things. That's what a psychedelic is. Heard about the drama? Women player don't like getting new characters in their game. There's much more drama to it as well. But from what I understand of it, I do think that I don't know why Valko got the brunt of it, why a new character got chucked in there. I think it's because like Valko, who is this new character who got released, kind of just got swept along with everything else and all the crazy shit that's been happening with Love in Deep Space lately. Anyway, thank you for sharing your community with. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Guys, don't forget to check out Arane, okay? Arane, thank you for sharing your community with. I really do appreciate it. Too sober to understand the analogy here? Okay, think about it as something like, oh, I don't think... to a certain level, there's some... I don't know if it's as absurd as the male game equivalent of it. Wasn't there like, was it Snowbreak that kind of got cancelled for a bit because of, I think in a story there was like someone alluding to someone having a boyfriend or something like that. Was it something along those lines? I can't remember. I don't particularly remember. But it's not the same though, but it kind of feels like it's almost of a similar caliber, but it's not the same. Like the context is totally different, yeah. But it's almost something of a similar caliber, which is like at least a first for me, because I've never seen like an otome game go that crazy. But then again, as much as I am like an enjoyer of otome games, I'm like a very casual enjoyer of otome games, so I can't say much. Drop a YouTuber that will compile the lad's drama? Sure. You can drop the name. Dash, since I'm feeling under the weather. Oh, Arane, I hope you have a good one and hydrate and please do rest. And once again, thank you for bringing your community over. I'll take good care of them. And please, I hope you get better soon. Okay? Have a good rest, Arane. Take all drugs too. No, don't take drugs. Like, escaping reality is not gonna do much, man. You gotta face it. Running away from your problems is not gonna do anything. You gotta face it. If not, nothing's gonna change. I would not recommend. Would not recommend. You know, I think with life, right? Sometimes there are a few ways to kind of navigate life, right? When you're presented with a problem or when you're presented with a conundrum, you can usually either face it head on and solve it, or you can kind of distract yourself from it, or you can distract yourself from it. You can wait. There's a third. What's the third? You can either face it head on, or you distract yourself from it, or there's distract, or you forget about it for a tad. You escape from it. There's a difference. Distract is more like, oh, I'm gonna do something else and take my mind off of it. And escape is more like, I'm just gonna numb myself, if that makes sense. For example, when you're presented with like a breakup, okay, you can't really do anything about a breakup though. Okay, let me give an example that where all the three avenues apply. Let's say if you're presented with bad grades again, okay, you have shitty ass grades and it's making you feel shit. Okay, your recent drama grades, I don't know, it's really bad, you failed. You can either solve it and face it head on, like start studying to get the grades up and make sure you perform better, basically skill issue shit. Skill issue your way out of it so that you can perform better next time. Or you can also distract yourself by maybe going out with friends or like maybe doing creative stuff. Basically distract yourself in a good way that you can take your mind off of it to the point that it becomes smaller, if that makes sense. Like, basically distract yourself in a good way. The other way is to kind of just numb yourself or escape from it, like maybe doom scrolling. The difference between distracting and numbing yourself, I think, is that when you numb yourself, you don't really have any, it doesn't enhance your life experience in particular. Does that make sense? There's a difference between going out with friends or like doing curative things or creating stuff, which enhances your life experience, versus, let's say, doom scrolling, or maybe you just decide to play a game that you don't particularly like, but you feel like, oh, it's gonna kill some hours, you know, you can kill time. There's a difference between those two. So that's what I'm saying. Why am I talking about this? I forgot. Why am I talking about this, guys? But yeah, I have been thinking about this for a bit, because I think I've been also been just generally thinking about, oh, it's interesting how people generally, everyone can have the same problem, but like also tackle them in very different ways. And as I've observed personally, and also from seeing other people, and also from the videos I've watched, it's generally these three things and these three avenues that's talked about when it comes to kind of dealing with problems or facing stuff head on. Yeah. And also included in escapism or like numbing yourself is of course like vices. But yeah, I think the main difference between distracting yourself in a healthy way versus distracting yourself in a way that's more towards the numbing thing is that one is, I don't like using the word productive for this, but yeah, one enhances your general life experience, or the other not so much. But don't get me wrong, sometimes I reckon it is essential. Sometimes you don't have the energy to healthily distract yourself. Sometimes, even though you know that writing is good for you, or maybe reading a book is good for you, or maybe playing an instrument is good for you, or going out with your friends, sometimes you don't have the energy to do that. And sometimes what you need is to kind of escape a little bit, doom scroll maybe for 2 hours before you're ready to do other things. So it's different for everyone, I reckon. Sorry, I was hella yapping. Sorry. Ghoster Sky, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And also Anime Boy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Marie Chat, sorry, I was hella yapping. I haven't had a Zatsu stream in a while, okay? I have a lot on my mind. It just takes like the right words to bring it out. Hello, John Joku. How are you? John, are you the titling with a wife who has endometriosis? John, we've been questioning that all week, because on Tuesday, I particularly remembered someone in chat having a wife who had endometriosis. I just can't seem to figure out who it is. I'm pretty sure I'm not delusional. I'm pretty sure someone has said that before. My favorite drug is social interactions. Yes, yeah, humans are social creatures after all, right? Though to be fair, sometimes it depends on the kind of social interactions you have, and also sometimes your battery is just hella depleted. But yeah, social interactions are nice, ain't they? Learn to live with it is the third. Learn to live with it is I think part of one of the umbrellas of like mixing both, like distracting yourself from it and or numbing yourself to it. Imagine being so bad at drama you get below passing grades. Studied my essay for 8 hours just to get a 63. I mean, I don't know what essay you were studying for, but hey, that's not an end all to everything, hey? You understand that good grades weren't the goals. Skills acquired were the end goals all along. Very true. The older you get, the more you realize that for sure. Hello, Caro. Yaffling your tech issues. Thank you, Kurt. Have a good day at work, hey? Hopefully hopefully you have a nice day at work and nothing too crazy. Who has that? I still don't know who is the titling with the wife who has endometriosis. We will eventually one day find out, I guess. I'm trying to see if it's actually John Juku, but like, I don't know if he's still here. Friend of mine has it. It is hell. Endometriosis sucks, dude. Hello, Epic Boy. I also know someone that has endometriosis. I have endometriosis. It is living hell. It's worse than getting a rib tattoo, trust. It's crazy. It's the most painful pain I've felt in my life thus far. But to be fair, I've never gotten stabbed or anything before, so I don't know what that's like. But yeah, it's pretty fucking painful. Are you able to get surgery for it, Noira? I went to the doctor and apparently he did say that, oh, it doesn't really need surgery, he said. And he also said if taking ibuprofen helps, then maybe you should just take ibuprofen. I'm like, bro, fuck. But yeah. Apparently, according to scans, my one isn't that bad, but usually the pain is also not equivalent to how bad the endometriosis is. Yeah. So meaning, like, you could have light or endometriosis that's not too bad, but the pain can still be fucking crazy. You must have had a more mild case, but that is still shitty to be told, no, your pain is not worth the time. You want to know how bad the pain is? It got to the point that I would almost faint. Like, you know, the feeling where everything just kind of, your mind fades to white and your hearing kind of just rings and all you hear is like muffled stuff. Your hearing gets muffled. It's like you're about to faint. That's how bad it is. And like you kind of lose some of your senses. Like sometimes certain parts, certain limbs go numb. That was how bad my that particular day of endometriosis was for me. Yeah, it only got better after like some ibuprofen, but it was really bad. It was one of those days. Thankfully for me, it's not like all the time. It's not like every month, but it's really RNG. I don't know. That sounds like 11 out of 10 pain. Yeah, I checked. I asked AI about it, right? I was like, what is going on in the body when your mind kind of goes white and your hearing gets muffled? And according to AI, he says that, oh, that's what happens to your body when the pain is so bad that your body can't comprehend it. I'm like, what the fuck? That crazy? Yeah, I didn't even know. But yeah, I mean, thankfully for me, it's not every month. It's not like for sure every month or like hella regular. It's really RNG. Even the severity really depends. So I'm still lucky in that sort of sense. Yeah. My friend passed out from the endo. She eventually was able to get surgery when she had a kid and was told, you might die if you don't give you this surgery. That's crazy. No, but to be fair, with endometriosis, for you guys who don't know, endometriosis is like basically you have these sticky thingamajigs around your abdomen, like in the uterus or like around your womb or wherever it is. It can be fucking anywhere. It's like basically blood clots that became sticky and then they're kind of just stuck in your body there. And sometimes these sticky blood clots, they stick to other organs. So sometimes they can end up gluing your organs with other organs, which is fucking crazy. For example, it can glue your uterine walls with your womb or something. So when you move a certain way, especially when it's during your periods, it will fucking hurt. So that's how bad it can get. Sometimes there are cases of endometriosis where like everything is just so fucking glued up that it just fucks everything up, and that's probably like the case of your friends where it just becomes very dangerous and almost fatal if not treated. So it's really fucking crazy. I don't know how ancient people were able to deal with that, man. My friend describes endometriosis as basically having a monthly session of internal bleeding, and I can't tell if she was joking or not. It depends. There's also like cysts, which is a different thing, where sometimes you can pop a cyst, which sounds crazy. You can pop what do you call it? Is it a ovarian cyst, if I'm not mistaken? There's also the cyst, which is like separate from endometriosis. But endometriosis is different from person to person. The kinds of pains is different as well, so it's hard to say. Can't it be treated by surgery? Yes, it can. But sometimes some doctors just wouldn't recommend it if it isn't like too bad. Like I said, sometimes it can be a mild case like my one. Like when you actually get it scanned, it's rather mild, but it doesn't mean that the pain isn't crazy, because the pain really is RNG, which is crazy. The TLDR is when the uterine wall effectively grows on the outside, not the inside of your uterus. Some people it's every month, others it's sometimes. Well, it's not that. Uterine wall, as I know it, it's more like there are like certain brown blood clots or something that kind of makes stuff stick to other stuff, and that causes pains. Or it can do that. That's one of the symptoms, I guess. To be fair, like I said, unfortunately, as much as I do read up on stuff, I have very shabby memory of it, so don't bank on me on remembering like the full details of it. Home fan on popping assist real quick, that's wild. I know, almost passed out, real mild. Yeah. Ancient people probably dealt with it the same way they dealt with other serious issues. Left the life server or became a venerated as shamans or similar things. My wife had myomas. She had surgically removed maybe 10 years ago. The Obgyn showed them to me after. Ew! The surgery. They fucking look like distorted boiled eggs. Sorry, is that TM? I know. But that's crazy! That's crazy! They showed it to you? Damn shit. Like, I think if I had like something removed from inside of me, I don't think I want it shown to me. I think I'll just leave it. It's like when you see a VTuber and you don't want your immersion broken, but the opposite. I think if I get like a fucking myome or like a cyst removed from inside of me, I don't think I want to see it. I let it live in like whatever part of my mind it lives as imaginarily. Myomas are so weird. I've seen some of them in a surgical museum. Yeah, human body is weird. Back then I used to think that, oh wow, the human body is designed so well. It's crazy to think like a bunch of little atoms create like cells. Okay, maybe if you want to start from quarks into atoms into cells, and mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell shit, and then suddenly you have like organs and blood and human body. Like, it's crazy. Like, the design of the human body is crazy, but then the older you get, the more that illusion is broken, because you realize that, okay, we are as cool as our body is organically designed, we can easily fuck up our body. And sometimes there's a lot of random RNG shit as well. Actually, in the past, endometriosis was arguably rarer. I had an opinion that after pregnancy, chance of developing it dropped significantly. Don't know how true it is, but could be interesting. Yeah, I have heard of that too. I have also heard that it's rather related to hormones. But also there's, I'm not gonna lie, there's like not much research on endometriosis. Like, it's still rather recent, you know? I don't know why. For the longest time, like, people always thought, oh yeah, no, you're just imagining the pain. You know, it was basically that. It just gets fucking, it gets fucking dismissed. Like, I went through that too. Like, back then I just thought that that's just how periods were supposed to be. And my whole life I've been told that it's just normal, until like later on, like a few years back, I found out that there's this term called endometriosis. So it's something that's been dismissed for a while, for a long time, and I think like a lot of people are still pushing for more research towards it and a lot more awareness towards it. I'm happy and glad nowadays that at least like there's a lot of awareness towards it, to the point that I can look up Reddit and find other people talking about it, and find that, oh, ibuprofen works well for people with endometriosis or really bad period pains. So, we're progressing in that sense. As I'm not a girl, I can't relate, Noira, my sorrows. Yeah. Be thankful that you don't have to relate to such things. Genetic cysts that grow on my scalp. Gotta get it 1 or 3 removed every so many. Oh shit! Like a knife wound. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds so fucking painful. Oh my god. I'm so sorry you have to go through that, man. Shit. It's surreal to me that cancer is just part of human biology. For so long, I thought a normal, healthy person won't have a singular cancer cell in the body. Right? There's a lot of... I don't know. Like, for example, the other day, I don't know if you guys remembered, but like a while back, I told you guys about how I woke up 2 weeks ago. I woke up and my right ear felt muffled. Like, I woke up with my right ear feeling muffled and kind of deaf. Like the kind of deafness or muffledness that you feel when you have like air cabin pressure when you're on the plane. Except like whatever I did, it would never go away. Like it lasted up till like basically half the day until I decided, oh fuck, I should probably go to the doctor. I found out when I was looking up what the fuck it was. I found out that there's this thing that can happen to people where you just kind of wake up and you lose your hearing. And I was like, holy shit, I hope that's not me. And according to the suggested research results, it said that you should definitely go to the doctor to make sure that this is not what you're experiencing. The other option is also like euclation. Is it euclation tube? Is that how you say it? Euclation tube ear... Eustachian tube inflammation. The eustachian tube is like the part of your ear that's kind of close to the bottom of your throat that basically helps you elevate and balance the pressure in your ear or something along those lines. Basically, somehow it just randomly got inflamed, and I asked the doctor, like, how does this even happen? He's like, honestly, we don't know. Sometimes it just happens, you know. It could be from like you're allergic to something, or like maybe you're getting a flu. It happens for like a bunch of random reasons. So I had that. I had to be on like antibiotics for like 5 days before it went away. Sometimes evolution sucks. The 2 days after surgery, I can't sleep because my head is so bruised and painful. But it's not the worst thing compared to the things other people deal with. Well, I hope you can somehow make up for it by having cool ass life experiences. Shit, I don't know. I can't imagine the pain though. I'm so sorry though still that you have to go through that. It sounds like shit to go through. But hey, yeah, I'm glad you can kind of find the silver lining somehow. Can't say, but I saw your model when I was looking at streams and I had to say how amazing it looks. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Loki. Thank you. Very kind of you. Random cancer cells are constantly being deleted by your immune system. I like imagining that the random stinging pain I have all over my body was just my cancer cells doing their programming and offing themselves before they grow into a full-blown tumor. Maybe it's also your body just fucking rolling constitution rolls all the fucking time. Like non-stop 24/7. That's why like sometimes you're in pain because oh shit, you kind of rolled a 2. Not a nat 1, but it's kind of a 2. Like it kind of feels shit because you rolled a 2, but you're okay. It's not that bad. It helps pressure regulation in the middle ear. I've had problems with that for a long time. It's annoying. Did you get inflammation or infection with it, Sven? That muffled ear thing happened to my friend just a few days ago. Woke up to a vertigo and almost couldn't hear from his left ear. Yeah, then he probably had that, which is the eustachian tube dysfunction. Sorry, eustachian tube inflammation. Sorry, give me a second. Let me bring you guys to the shrine. And it's scary because of course you would panic. Like, never have I ever in my life experienced anything like that. Like, I think anything that affects your hearing or your vision is fucking scary, right? Because it's not like it's just a common cold, or it's not like a sore throat, you know? It's just something that's, oh shit, what if it's permanent sort of shit. So, yeah. I panicked. Thankfully, it's nothing much. Have you never heard the rule of do not Google your symptoms? I know hypochondriac goes double for these people. Yeah, but I can't. I gotta know, man. But also, like, I know how to balance between Googling symptoms is bad, but also I know when I gotta go to the doctor, because sometimes I like fact checking my doctors, right? I would withhold certain information to see whether he can come to a similar conclusion of what I think is sus, or like if he if he diverges from that, or like goes to something else, I will have the questions of like, okay, why do you think that way? It's like I'm testing my doctor. I know it sounds crazy, but like that's how what I do when I go to the doctors. Like, I tend to always research my own thing first, so that I know what questions to ask, and I know how to direct the conversation, if that makes sense. Withholding, okay, when I say withholding information, I mean like, hey doc, I think I have this. It's more of that, rather than withholding what I think, rather than withholding what has been happening to me and the symptoms that I have been experiencing. So it's more so like my assumptions that I withhold and my conclusions, rather than I just want to so I just give the doctor like the objective truth of my symptoms and my own observations without any biases. Yeah. Hi Izanagi. I've tried getting help with that, but doctors don't listen. Damn. Really? Oh no, but like also I don't know if it's like the same thing though. But I guess you can try asking about it, like, hey doc, like, is it possibly like something that has to do with my eustachian tube or something? I don't have the eustachian tube thing, but I do get somewhat often middle ear infections, and oh man, ear infections are so fucked up, dude. It's so bad. Sometimes I like asking Google about my medical diagnosis, and 80% of the time I have cancer. Like fucking Mayo Clinic and their cancer conclusions all the time. Knowing how many seriously messed up things can happen to a human body, I'm glad the worst thing I had to deal with are deformed ribs, sunken in rib cage to be precise. Sunken in rib cage. What does that do to your day-to-day? Like, does that do anything in particular for your day-to-day or your quality of life? But yeah. Isn't there also like the case of humans randomly combusting, which is like the whole premise of Fire Force? Ah! Kenzu me, thank you for becoming a tideling on YouTube side. Our newest tideling, guys. Can we get a very warm welcome please for Kenzu? Thank you, Kenzu, and welcome to the Deep Blue. You're officially a tideling now. Ooh, we have a new tideling. The Deep Blue is growing. Makes me happy. More little blobs for the Deep Blue. Don't forget to join the Discord, Kenzu. Discord.gg/Noira. I hate ear infections. Dropped swimming entirely because of him. I'll try this summer, but one strike and it's out. Yeah, be careful with them. Ear infections are the worst. Like I said, I think like there's a different kind of horror that comes from like things that happen to your eyes and things that happen to your ears. I'd like to be in close vicinity of spontaneous combustion. Why? Why, dude? But also, that makes me think how humans can just spontaneously combust. Maybe I should up my game. I should probably have humans spontaneously waterboard themselves. Wait, I have a feeling that's probably a thing. Humans spontaneously drowning? Let me see. Can humans spontaneously drown? Humans spontaneously drown. Yes, humans can spontaneously. This is the AI answer. Yes, humans can spontaneously drown, but only in the literal sense of the medical definition. Experiencing respiratory impairment from submersion or immersion in liquid. Okay, that sounds hella painful, but I think I know what they mean. Yeah, so basically, where it's like when internal bleeding happens, but like it's water, that kind of thing, right? Oh, that sounds horrible. Oh my god. That's crazy. Join us in celebrating our ancient one. You are now blessed as one of us. Yes, one of us indeed. We are obviously not a cult. Thank you for the disclaimer. We're credible. The worst thing that happened to my body in my life so far was tuberculosis. A pretty nasty motorbike crash where my kidney got... Oh my god! So hard I bleed to my urine. That sounds horrible, dude. I don't think I've ever had any crazy physical stuff happen to me, which is crazy because I used to play a lot of contact sports. I also used to break, meaning breaking, meaning breakdancing, although the proper term is breaking. No, I did a lot of crazy, I did a lot of things in my youth, and it's crazy that I've never gotten out of it with like a broken bone or like a shattered something, you know. The worst thing is like fucking bruises, and mostly bruises. Nothing too crazy. Spontaneous combustion is such a rare thing. It's fucking cool. So you just want to be close to spontaneously combusting just so you can aura farm? Bro, what the fuck? But then again, who are we to say that when we see someone with an aura farming, it's not because they're so close to spontaneous combustion? I mean, where else is all the heat and all the aura coming from, right? If not from possible spontaneous combustion. Your search history must be a real head scratcher. I look up a lot of random shit, bro. Speaking of eyeballs, back when I was a wee lad, I had glitter stuck on my retina. Hold on, I gotta hit my mic. Every once in a while, my mic starts acting up weird and I need to hit it. It sounds so weird, I know, but it is something I want to do. I had glitter get stuck on my retina, and my eye doctor told my mother that I would have went blind if it went all the way into my eye. Really? Would it have though? The other day I was using contacts, and then the contacts disappeared behind my eyelids, and that was fucking scary. Like it was something that happened within... I managed to kind of fish it out within less than a minute, but still, that shit was fucking scary, dude. Hi there, Rishav. I had sunscreen in my eye recently. First time I had to wash my eyeballs. That sounds so painful. That sounds so painful. Bro, it's not the Human Torch. Is Sung Jin Woo actually just so close to spontaneous combustion? That's why he always has some aura going on around him in solo leveling. To answer your question about the effect of a sunken in ribcage on day-to-day life, not that great anymore. At this point, the deformity isn't as pronounced as it used to be, and there ain't really any risks for the heart. Now it's just an aesthetic oddity more than anything. Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. I was so scared of spontaneously combusting as a child. Wait, for real? How did you even find out about spontaneous combustion as a child? Worst thing that happened to me was 10 plus years of sitting. Undoing that is a pain. Oh, that requires a lot of work, man. A lot of posture correction and a lot of strengthening exercises. It is very tedious. I can relate to that. Sitting a lot and doing desk work definitely fucked up my posture. I'm glad that my posture is much better now, though. I remember when my back was so fucked up to the point that I thought like something was wrong with my spine. I went to the physiotherapist and they're like, bro, your lower back is so weak. And I'm like, oh shit. Bro, better not watch Fire Force. I want to watch the new season of Fire Force. It's not out. There is a season 3, right? I heard the anime has ended. Am I correct? Or is that a rumor? Someone, I think in chat a while back, mentioned that the anime has ended. Man on Fire from MGSV. What's MGSV? Metal Gear Solid. What's the V? What? Have aura until he got the Cura treatment. They fished out the glitter out of my... Oh, 5! It's just the letter... It's just the number 5. The Roman numeral 5. I see. They fished out the glitter out of my retina by using a sterile needle and basically just poking my eye until they got the glitter out. Oh, that sounds so crazy. Oh my god. Listen, if I spontaneously combusted, I would hope I could use it to intimidate the nearest person before I died. This girl is on fire. That is this song to sing to if you spontaneously combust. A friend has to be near you to just sing that to you. Or, can I set fire to the rain? Watch it burn as I touch your face. Spontaneous combustion songs, guys. Things to sing when you're spontaneously combusting. That sounds like something you'd hear in Whose Line Is It Anyway? Spontaneous combustion was everywhere way back. What do you mean it was everywhere? Has there ever been a period of time on Earth where spontaneous combustion was a very commonly recurring thing? If yes, when was this period? What? Spontaneous combustion is a real fear, definitely grounded in some scientific explanation. I don't think there's much scientific anything to spontaneous combustion, right? The manga is finished, the anime is still to be finished. Oh my god, someone told me that the anime was finished already. If I had to combust spontaneously, I'd do it in class or during consultations. You submitted AI slop so bad my CPU and me caught fire. Always remember to wear Sasuke drip in case of spontaneous combustion. I'm seeing fireballs. Man, I'm pretty sure... Okay, I'm gonna see if there's like a spontaneous combustion. Songs to spontaneously combust to. Spontaneously combust to. Maybe I should make like a playlist, like a video. Oh my god! No fucking way, there is actually a playlist named that. Songs to spontaneously combust to. There's also car songs to spontaneously combust to. What the fuck? Oh my god. What the? Why is Enter Sandman part of the playlist? Killing in the Name of from Rage Against the Machine? Is this just a metal playlist? But also there's the Beatles in it. What? What is this playlist? Maybe I should make... Wait, I wonder if there's a YouTube video where it's like songs to spontaneously combust to. POV, you're spontaneously combusting. Okay. There... Apparently... That's not a thing on YouTube. However, there is something close, which is POV, you randomly explode in your sleep. Maybe I should be the pioneer of that. I make a YouTube video that's just a playlist of like POV is spontaneously combusting. There is science about spontaneous combustion? No way! If you're a water type, you have nothing to worry about, yeah. I mean, you'll never hear me spontaneously combusting, obviously. Do you ever hear of Vaporeon spontaneously combusting? No? Then you know it won't happen to me. Good News Gazette's talking about spontaneous combustion. Discovery Channel did a whole ass documentary about it. We also had primetime TV talking about it. What? Okay, I was not exposed to any of that. I am going to look up the science of spontaneous combustion. What is the science behind spontaneous combustion? Oh, the first result is why spontaneous human combustion is a myth. But it's from Business Insider. Do I want to hear the opinion of Business Insider about spontaneous combustion? Wait, I'll use my AI that fact check shit. Hold on. The way I make my AI do things for me is that it has to give me like a probability and discern between what's an assumption and what's an assumption and what's actually just based off of real facts from real sources. And I also have like its own definition of what legit sources are. So I'll use my own AI for this. Not own, but like AI with my own prompts for this. What is the science behind spontaneous human combustion? I do not have my own AI model. I'm not PewDiePie. But I mean, like, I use Gemini and then I add my own permanent prompts to it. Yeah, and my AI, I always make it so that they list their sources. And even when I tell my AI to list its sources, even when I tell Gemini to list its sources, it still often just puts a source and says that it came from that source. But then I check the source and nothing in the source says that. Fucking crazy shit. This is why you should always like double check your AI. For centuries, stories of spontaneous human combustion, SHC, where a person supposedly bursts into flames and is reduced to ashes without an obvious external heat source, have fueled urban legends, gothic literature, and supernatural stories. ASMR with Noira about spontaneous human combustion. Let me drink some water before I spontaneously combust. However, forensic science has thoroughly investigated these cases and arrived at a definitive conclusion. Human bodies do not spontaneously ignite. There is no mystical energy, biological glitch, or rogue chemical reaction inside the body that can trigger a sudden fire. Instead, SHC is a completely natural, though gruesome, fire phenomenon driven by an overlooked external ignition source and a specific burning mechanism known as the wick effect. Hi, Ecstasy. We're talking about spontaneous human combustion. Don't worry, Nora. If you combust, I'll spend all my time piecing you back together at the shrine. Okay. If I spontaneously combust, dunk me in seawater, okay? And maybe I'll come alive again. I appreciate that loyalty though, Keith. Thank you for wanting to piece me back together. So, the core science, the wick effect. The primary scientific explanation for these bizarre scenes is the wick effect, sometimes called the candle effect. In this scenario, an incapacitated or deceased human body essentially behaves like an inside-out candle. Oh, wait, I've heard of this one. Here is how the chemistry and physics of this process unfolds step by step. External ignition, the process always begins with an external heat source, such as a dropped cigarette, a lit match, or proximity to a space heater or fireplace. Then the clothing ignites. If the victim is unable to react, unconscious, heavily intoxicated, recently deceased, yada yada, the clothes continue to burn, the skin splits, the burning clothes generate enough localized heat to char the skin and cause it to split open, exposing the layers of subcutaneous fat right beneath it. The candle is lit. Wait, no way! It burns on the human fat? The candle is lit. Human body fat is highly combustible because it is rich in hydrocarbons. You're telling me that someone who has more body fat will burn longer and much more intensely? That's crazy. The intense heat liquefies this fat. The charred clothing acts exactly like a candle wick, drawing up the liquefied fat via capillary action. This molten fat provides a continuous self-sustaining fuel source to keep the fire smoldering. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Belteri, thank you for 14 months of being a tiling. Thank you. And Sunfall, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Quite a choice to follow me whilst I am ASMRing the science behind spontaneous human combustion. Human bodies don't burn well, only fat burns real well. So to have the spontaneous combustion, hella combustioning, you gotta get the human fat revealed first, and then it starts burning like a bonfire. Huh. Oh, okay. Why SHC or spontaneous human combustion cases look so bizarre? Number one is that the room is untouched, but the body is ash. That's number one. Number two, the torso is consumed, but the feet and hands remain. Why? The distribution of fat across the human body is uneven, so I'm assuming it's because like the feet and hands don't really have as much fat as the rest of the body. 3, a greasy, smelly residue on the walls. Forensic teams often report a thick, yellowish, oily film covering the walls and ceilings of the room. Oh, that's horrendous. Oh. Forensic data shows that alleged SHC, spontaneous human combustion cases, almost as always share a specific profile. Victims are frequently 1, elderly or suffering from severe mobility issues. 2, living alone in enclosed rooms. Don't become hikikomori, guys. The more hikikomori you are, the more probable you are of spontaneously combusting, apparently. Go touch grass if you don't want to spontaneously combust. Prone to smoking or sitting very close to open heat sources. Incapacitated by alcohol, sedatives, or sudden fatal event, like a heart attack, or a stroke. And debunked biological myths. The alcohol theory, a historical myth suggested that heavy drinkers' tissues became so saturated with alcohol that they caught fire. That's wild. That's not true. Second is the ketosis theory, where some people suggest that ketosis, a metabolic state producing acetone, could cause ignition. The human body can produce acetone? While acetone is highly flammable, its concentration in human blood, even during severe mild ketosis, is roughly 0.03%. I did not know that the human body could produce acetone. You're saying that I can erase my nail polish with the human blood. And methane or gut gases. While the digestive tract produces flammable gases like methane, these gases are not highly pressurized, nor do they have a mechanism to generate a spark inside the body to trigger combustion. Interesting! Yeah, the more we learned, okay? We collectively learned something new together. Let me read chat. I recall the Rurouni Kenshin anime, the main villain for a good chunk of the series, Shishio, utilizes human fat as fuel for his explosive slashes. He did that? I don't remember that. The model's real pretty. Can I ask the lore if it doesn't interrupt? Sure. Oh shit, I don't really have lore. If you want to see the whatever lore that I do have, you can check on my website, Sunfall. And thank you for the compliment, by the way. You can check it at noira.me. That's my website. But I'm just a sea fox who serves live talks on the rocks. That's all. I just drink whiskey, wine, and dark beer. And I talk about life. And that's it. That's my lore. I don't really have lore. I'm people for some reason think that I have hella lore, but I have very minimal lore, which you can check on my website if you'd like. What a way to say lose weight or burn weight. Burn fat, right? Oh, drink tea to burn fat, sort of shit. Now that you mentioned this, the Firestorm Slobber zombie in Dead Island 2 now kind of makes sense. Feet and hands less fatty, less tasty. Imagine being a cleaner in a spontaneous human combustion aftermath. Oh my god. That would be horrendous, dude. There is a myth of a Chinese warlord that is so fat he burned for 3 to 4 days due to the amount of oil and fat he has. Wait, I've heard that before. I've actually heard of that before. Oh, isn't that kind of metal though? That in your death you just burn for like so fucking long? I think ancient people would have probably thought that you're some kind of fire god. Hey? What if Ifrit was just a really big guy with a lot of fat that burned for so many days to the point that he became a deity and became a summon in Final Fantasy? Okay, although to be fair, I know Ifrit is not just a Final Fantasy summon. But think of the possibilities, guys. We do acetone, but on very trace levels. I would like to highlight that content like this is what makes me come back. What? Content like spontaneous human combustion? Probably would take a lot of blood to clean your nails. Bakugo's already on the case. Bakugo uses sweat though, right? The human body can produce small amounts of DMT, a very powerful psychoactive drug. What the fuck? Ayo-chana! Hello! I hope I'm saying your name right. W law, yeah. But like the funny thing is that despite having very minimal law, there's a lot of gossip surrounding me. Oh, the drunk scribe isn't here. The drunk scribe isn't here. If the drunk scribe was here, yeah, he'd be the one with all the gossip. He's a drunk scribe. Cheese. Damn. Oh my god, is it Cheese's wife that has endometriosis? Oh my god, Cheese, where are you? Cheese, are you here? Our beautiful drunk scribe, are you here with us? If you are... I haven't seen Cheese in a while, actually. Remind me, do remind me, guys, when we do see Cheese, our drunk scribe, Ayo, I like cheese, we need to ask him if it's his wife that has endometriosis. Ecstasy, thank you for the sub on Twitch side. Thank you for becoming our newest titling, guys. Can we please have a very warm welcome for our newest titling, Ecstasy? Thank you. Thank you. It's crazy. You guys are subscribing to me talking about spontaneous human combustion. It's wild. We're going through every titling to figure this out. No, I have like, I think, in my mind, I have like an 82.4% confidence in the possibility and probability that it is probably Cheese. I think it is Cheese. I think Cheese was the one with the wife who had endometriosis. It's coming back to me now. So 82.4% confidence in that statement. Ask Cheese if he has a wife beforehand. I remember Cheese having a wife. I do remember Cheese having a wife, and he calls her Mrs. Cheese. And I remember Mrs. Cheese playing what's that visual novel game we played with Critical Role? Dispatch. Yeah, I remember Mrs. Cheese playing Dispatch. Love spontaneous human combustion. Damn. Every time I hear the word cheese, I hear James May saying cheese. Oh, yeah. Cheese is a guy here that we have. He's called the Drunk Scribe because he has like all these Drunk Scribe ramblings about yours truly on Reddit. It's crazy the things that he puts out. Seriously, it's good stuff. It's crazy stuff. Let me see. Let me check one of them. I'll read one of them out to you guys. Let me go to my subreddit. Where's my subreddit? The recent one is... Drunk Scribe. He has written a total of 51 drunken scribe ramblings. Hello everyone, a late drunk scribe rambling, loading screen edition. Did you know Noira once created an island, just did one day? Not sure why, we will have to ask her if she remembers why. Noira has had many rivalries with many beings and she's outlived them all. Well, almost all of them. The shrine's powers is not able to be quantified, so does it grant blessings or do we attribute good fortune to it just because? Perhaps Noira is what delivers the good fortune? We'll never know. Says Cheese. Let me open up like the most one of the older ones. I love Cheese's drunk scribe ramblings. It's all on Reddit. Oh, by the way, thank you for starting a hype train on YouTube side. Thank you. Here, drunk scribe rambling number 31. Number 31. Hello everyone. Did you know that Noira can control whether we can breathe underwater? Yeah, she chooses for us not to be able to, probably for our safety. Noira probably knows most of the things about the hidden areas at the bottom of the sea, but she doesn't help humanity because we have skill issues. Everyone's quest for this week is to try something new with your morning coffee, tea, or energy drink. Nothing specific, just try something new, live a little. Do you think Noira remembers the battles against the other deities as minor inconveniences in her character arc, or as the epic battles that they were? Well, till next time, back to the basement with me. I miss Cheese. Where is Cheese? I need to, you know what? I'm gonna tag Cheese on Discord. Hey Cheese, how you doing? Is he gonna panic that I'm just tagging him randomly? Hey Cheese, you have a wife, right? Mrs. Cheese? Just randomly tagging him on Discord. Have a good one, Ceaseless! Thanks for dropping by. I wonder if Cheese is gonna respond. I haven't heard from Cheese in a while, man. I hope he's okay. I honestly didn't know Twitter also do live streams. Oh yeah, I do live stream to Twitter, just more so as like a notification, but I actually can't see like when people chat on Twitter, unfortunately. Yeah, he has a lot of good drunk scribe tales. Skill issue must be solved. The person that said skill issue, right? Does that mean Noira knows of where the dudes are now from Ocean Gate Submersible? No comment. No comment. Everything is fine until the day the Fire Nation attacked. Okay, wait. I have something to talk about that. I have something to say about that. So this was something I said during the Pacopia stream this week, but like I wasn't able to kind of go on too much about it because I was too distracted with really cute Pokemon and building like weird ass buildings. Kaz, thank you for the sub over on YouTube side. Let me find what it is exactly that Uncle Iroh says. Uncle Iroh quotes balance elements. Wait, let me find the whole quote. Okay, listen. Okay, so Uncle Iroh says, fire is the element of power. The people of the Fire Nation have desire, will, and energy to achieve their goals. And then Zuko goes on to say shit, and then Iroh says, Earth is the element of substance. The people of the Earth Kingdom are industrious and strong. They are persistent and enduring. And then air is the element of freedom. The air nomads detached themselves from worldly concerns and found peace and freedom. Clearly, they also have a sense of humor, haha. And then, water is the element of change. The people of the water tribe are capable of adapting to many things. They have a strong sense of community and love, which helps them hold together no matter what. And then he goes on to say, if you draw wisdom from only one source, it becomes rigid and stale. Learn to understand others, the other elements and other people, and you will become complete. And then Zuko basically is like, oh, isn't that what the Avatar does? And Uncle Iroh says, yes, it's an Avatar philosophy. It's the harmony of the four elements that makes the Avatar so powerful. It can make you powerful too. So, I watched a video recently that was talking about this, how it is actually legit wisdom. And the guy went on to kind of go on and kind of break it down. And it's kind of true, right? The whole like, fire, earth, water, air element, how if you think about it in our lives and different phases of life, you can kind of see where you sit in the balance of all of that. For example, with the fire element, what are the things that give you desire, will, and energy to achieve your goals? What are the things that kind of give you, that kind of you challenge you, and that kind of treats you, that kind of like gives you a sense like you're in the forge, you know, that kind of makes you go at things head on. What are these kind of things? For example, if you do competitive things, it would be that. Or if you're having strong ambition towards something, it would be that too. The things that give you, once again, desire, will, and energy to achieve your goals. A lot of like goalish stuff. So it's like your ire and your determination towards something. So we need that as part of our life. And then the second one is earth, which is basically like the foundation and structures around you. Uncle Ira here says that says the word persistent and enduring, the things that help you with being persistent and helps you with enduring things and having grit and all of these things. So these things are like the habits, or maybe structures around you, people around you, the environments around you, these sort of day-to-day things that might seem boring but actually make up such a good part of what makes up your strong day-to-day foundations. Such as maybe if you eat your vitamins every day, or maybe if you go to the gym like X amount of times a week for maintenance and everything, or maybe the people around you that maybe you schedule to go hang out with your friends. These things are of earth element, the structural habits that kind of set the foundations for your day-to-day. And then there's also like air, which is the elements of freedom, where you kind of are able to detach yourself from worldly concerns and just experience peace and freedom. So the things that make you feel like you're in a high, or you're kind of in the flow state sort of feeling. The air element, like maybe if you play the guitar, you feel like you kind of just you care about nothing else. You find ways to kind of just escape everything. You get into the flow state. You find ways to kind of distract yourself from a lot of from other things. What are those things for you? The guy in the video said like it was snowboarding for him, for example, or like I mentioned, if you play the guitar and you get to go in your flow state, or even like playing games, that can be included too. And then there's the last element, which is water, which is the element of change. Where is it? Water element of change, adapting to many things, and strong sense of community and love, which helps them hold together. So it's community and also being able to go with the flow and adapting to things. Like what are these things that you kind of learn to adapt to, or like how much do you adapt to the environment around you? How is the community around you? How are the people that you care about? So if you think about it, like for example, let's take like your current life versus like your life maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Like if you start like putting the elements of that particular phase of life of yours into each particular element category, you get to see like where your balance sits. And I think for me, I was mentioning it like yesterday as well. When was Pacopia? Tuesday, 2 days ago. I was saying that for me, I think these things are pretty good right now for me, like the earth element and air is okay. Nah, air is not okay. Okay, so I'm pretty good in the earth element and water element right now, meaning I'm pretty good with like my foundations and being able to adapt with things and being able to handle things that come to me. But I feel like I don't have enough of the air element and the fire element. This sounds so cheesy, right? Oh my god, and as I said that, cheese appears. That's crazy. But I think it is an interesting perspective to see your day-to-day and your life through, you know? Because you get to kind of just have a better idea of what a good balance looks like. It's another perspective to kind of observe your day-to-day life balance through. And I'm thinking that I should definitely add some more fire and air elements into my day-to-day, which is something I've been doing. The fire I have not tackled yet, but the air element definitely. Like the things that I enjoy, like revisiting old hobbies, and also challenging myself to be more in tune with my hobbies and getting more into my hobbies, that I've been doing that with the air element side of things. But it definitely, one of the reasons the guy made a video about this was because he said that he had a phase of life where he felt like he was just effortlessly creative and productive and life was great. And when he observed and he was thinking about it, he said that he felt like he had a good balance of all those 4 elements of his. So do you guys reckon that you had a phase of life where all of those 4 elements were in a much better balance than it is perhaps now, or relatively, or maybe that moment is now for you? Do you guys have a phase like that? I did back then when I was younger, I think, where I had all four elements. I was competitive, I was ambitious, I had like a great group of friends, and my habits was shit though, but like I had good people around me and good structures and pillars around me. I had things that would bring me to my flow state. I was loving the things that I do, and I also definitely was constantly experiencing something new and learning to adapt. And I would say that was probably definitely one of the best phases in my life. So I guess the logic or the perspective holds true in that sense. Sorry, let me read chat. I was yapping about Uncle Ira. You guys talked about the Fire Nation, and it reminded me that I wanted to talk about this because I think it's very interesting. Where is the heart element? This isn't Captain Planet, Sven. Zuko went through the Avatar journey to a certain extent, yeah. Hello, Munera. We're not a cult. We're not a cult. Even beyond the philosophical side, we're 70% water, produce and require heat, require minerals to support our bodily functions, and breathe air around us. In that sense, to a certain extent, we do have like some sort of balance with the elements, hey? At least a physical balance of the elements. I just saw your model being showcased on Twitter. You look so pretty and glowy. Wait, showcased where? But thank you, JJ Beats. I'm glad you like my model. And hello, Cheese. But yeah, Cheese, do you have a wife? You do have a wife, right? You have Mrs. Cheese, right? Was it your wife who had endometriosis, Cheese? As cliche as it sounds, I peaked in high school. And that's okay, but also I don't think it means that you can't peak again. You know, there's even like, I believe a Japanese saying that says like, you have 2 peaks in life, but I do reckon you can have more than just 2 peaks, to be fair. So if you say you peaked in high school, and assuming you kind of got the gist of whatever I said, because maybe I didn't explain it pretty well. I didn't explain it decently enough. But do you see perhaps how the element was more in balance back then when you were in high school, Danville? That would be correct. Guys, we found the titling with a wife that had endometriosis. Jeez, do you know that I have been kind of just asking every day since like the start of the week, because I somehow remembered that someone had a wife with endometriosis and I couldn't figure out who it was. And then today, suddenly I had this sudden enlightened intervention and I thought that it was you. Good to know. My memory, I said that I had with 82.4% confidence that it was probably Cheese that had Mrs. Cheese, the wife with endometriosis. Sorry, it's very random. I think I'm an air fire guy. I have a drive to study and bring what skills I wish to create reality. But it's kind of valid, right? And even like there's you can argue that there's also like supporting studies around this sort of idea, especially with the air element. So with certain frameworks, when it comes to positive psychology is basically a study in psychology where they kind of come up with frameworks or like ideas or studies or research towards what it means to have a good life, basically, or what it means to have a flourishing human life, or what it requires to have a flourishing or to attain human flourishing or a happy life. That's what positive psychology is. And usually what's mentioned in positive psychology is being able to have things that let you tap into the flow state. It's definitely there. And also goals and ambition is somewhere in there as well, like being intrinsically or self-motivated towards something. Community, social stuff, definitely there. Foundations, not so much. I'm not sure. I'm mostly basing this off of Carl Riff's framework. And what's the other one? Fire, water, earth, air. No, I already mentioned air. Water, things that change, new things. Okay, I do remember in Carl Riff's framework, at least, like things that excite you. So there are usually like certain elements of this whole perspective where, okay, what things excite you, what things, how often do you get into the flow state, do you feel intrinsically motivated towards something, and do you have good people around you, or do you have good social habits and everything like that. These sort of things are often mentioned a lot when it comes to positive psychology. So you can argue that to a certain extent there is some truth to it, or some relative truth to it. I mean, I can peek again. I'm still a youngster, been less than a year since I graduated university and got my master's degree. Congrats! There's plenty of time to reignite the passion that burnt out in uni. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I guess that's one way to maybe consider if you would like to look into peaking again. That's one way to approach it, or one perspective to look at it from. Of course, like when it comes to life, there are like so many different ways to navigate through it. And I feel like being able to reach your peak or being able to flourish as yourself is like a different experience for everyone, and it's something you just kind of have to go through and figure out yourself. But it's interesting that there are so many different frameworks and ideas and perspectives that you can kind of borrow from, or kind of just see from, to inspire you. It's like a scrapbook, you know, you take what works for you, or you test out, so you can also test out what works for you, or maybe pick out the things that you like, and maybe along the way you'll actually find something that works out for you. Hey, Takodachi, hello, welcome back to the Deep Blue, Takodachi. You're about to turn 18. Oh my god, I'm sorry, dude. This stream is 18 only. What's that in time? I'm doing master's degree with Red Bull, but it's important to unwind and relax during hardship. But yeah, I mean, even when I was like, I've never, like, who would think to take wisdom from anime, right? But it's interesting because I read a lot of like these psychology things and like philosophical stuff, but then I find something profound in Avatar: The Last Airbender randomly on a YouTube video, and it's just interesting, I think, how you can take inspiration from anywhere, really. And it's made me think about like my current day-to-day too. Like, I'm currently working on the air side of things. I'm proactively working towards it even. Like I like music, right? I like being able to jam with my bandmates, but that hasn't been happening lately. And I have been, jazz is a genre that I've always liked. Neo soul as well. There are certain things that I like that I have kind of I wouldn't say given up on, but like I haven't really paid attention much to it, because like it's something that I haven't really found other people around me to resonate with. Does that make sense? Like, I like certain things. I found that I'm kind of quote unquote weird because I like things that other people don't particularly like. Okay, maybe it's not weird per se, but it's just, it's harder in that sense, you know, when you like things that people around you don't particularly like, it's just easier to kind of abandon it or like not care about it as much. So because I've been noticing that recently, I've been trying to hone into that and realize that, hey, I like things that people don't like, and that's okay. I'm gonna find my own ways to kind of enjoy it regardless, and thus I've been tapping into that. So I've been proactively like actually booking to go out for like concerts and like certain music activities and dance and everything like that, even though it seems like rather weird for my group of friends or the people around me at least. Or culturally weird even, you know, because sometimes with certain cultures, when you're an adult, I think people have this certain expectation and perception of what an adult should be and what a good adult should like and what a good adult should look like, right? It's like, oh, they should be perhaps, if you're an adult who's like successful, quote unquote successful, you should probably, number one, dress well like an adult, maybe wear leather shoes and maybe wear blazers every once in a while, have your hair kind of styled a certain way, and then maybe you should be wearing a Rolex watch or something, or you should be doing high rocks, playing golf, playing tennis. And if you like other things that are outside of that stereotype or outside of that expectation, you're kind of weird. And it is what it is. That's just a social expectation sort of thing. Hey there, Zenji. Sorry, you're not of age, so I might have to either, do you mind leaving, or I might have to kick you out. I'm sorry, Zenji. Please understand. I hope you understand. Avatar community is hello, Pookie, by the way. Avatar community is that one friend that doesn't pop up often until every time it happens you're left profoundly changed by the experience. Yeah, I'm excited. Isn't there like a new Avatar coming out, or was that like the movie? I don't know. I saw like recent Avatar media on my Twitter, but I wasn't sure what it was. What Noira needs is more cowbell. What do you mean more cowbell? And hello, Ola, as well. Thank you for your kind compliments towards my model. Thank you. Listen to jazz is not weird. I mean, weird is relative. That's the thing, right? Just so happens that within my society, within my current cultural expectations of a society, and the friends that I happen to have, I'm quite the outlier with the things that I like. Begins to feel kind of silly. Do you like wearing suits? I do, actually. I wear blazers a lot. At least when looking for similar folk. We'll come back when you are of drinking age. Yeah. So the way to bypass this is by getting rich. Then you aren't weird, you're eccentric. But like, even if you get rich, like what's the point if you only subpar like those things, right? It's there was also this discussion I had recently with 3D Sun actually about how differently people curate their lives, which is a very interesting thing. All right, this is a very interesting discussion. E-Trumpet, thank you for bringing one new tiding into the deep blue. One of us indeed. Thank you, E-Trumpet. So, do you guys notice that people curate their lives very differently? There are some people who curate their lives by maybe, okay, first of all, there are two parts to curating. Number one is like figuring out what you want to try out. So some people figure out what they want to try out, maybe from listening to other people that they respect or what they want to be. Some people are somehow like, oh, they're proactive about it, meaning, oh, I feel like I like this sort of thing, so I'm going to look for more ways to enjoy it. And some people have certain ideals when it comes to, I think, wanting to try out things or looking up things that they want to try out. For example, oh, if I want to say like a certain sport, then I need to do it in this certain way. So there are like, everyone can have very different ways of looking for things to try out. And then actually coming to adding it into their lives is also a different thing. People curate their lives very differently. Maybe some people tend to be like, okay, this thing, I might not like it that much, but the people around me, they seem to like it, so I'm gonna add it to my lifestyle. Some people are like that. And then meanwhile, some other people are like, okay, this thing is like subpar. I'm not gonna add it at all because what's the point? I will only add things to my life that I really like. Like I'm none of that performative shit. Well, in a neutral sense, okay? Some people are like that. And then there are some other people that are like, oh, whatever it is that the people around me are doing, whether I like it or not, I'll just do it. So it's very interesting how people curate their lives. And I've noticed, like, this was also coming from another video. I didn't actually watch the video, but the video said, the little preview of the video that I saw was like saying, do you notice that sometimes when you talk to people, you don't know what's up, what's particularly wrong with you or the conversation, but it feels like they feel kind of hollow or empty. Sorry, Zenji, I'm gonna have to kick you now. Wait, how do I do that? Please respect my wishes, Zenji. How do I do that though? I don't know how to mod my own fucking chat. There you go. Alright. So shit, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the person said, do you notice that sometimes when you talk to people they feel hollow or empty? It's because there's a difference between some people who just consume and some people who actually curate their lives. But the more thoughts that I gave it, I feel like it's not that some people only consume and it's like some people curate their lives and some people don't. It's more so like some people have different ways of, first of all, figuring out what they want to curate and then figuring out what they want to accept and how they do it. So yeah, I don't think I'm pretty sure everyone curates their life, right? To a certain extent, if you're given the choice, everyone curates their life. But it's like people just have different standards and requirements and different ideals when it comes to curating what they want to add into their life. Some people might be more affected by societal expectations or what everyone else is doing around them rather than something that's like intrinsically motivated. Some people are fine with the fact that, oh, they don't really like something, but if everyone else is doing it, then it's okay, I'll just do it too. And that's okay. Neither is more noble. It's just like a different thing. And I do reckon, like, I guess, depending on how your style of curation is and how you accept things into your life, you might gel with people who are more similar in their curation compared to those who are very much more different. For example, if someone, say we mentioned before, like, oh, a rich, successful guy, he wears a fucking Rolex watch and plays golf and tennis. Okay, let's have those as a standard, right? Golf and tennis and a Rolex watch. And then like this person comes along and he's like, okay, I don't particularly like these things, but like I'm successful too. So maybe, you know what? I don't mind adopting those things. So this guy might also go on to like golf and tennis and Rolex watches. But then again, comes along this other rich guy who's a little bit more intrinsically motivated, and he doesn't mind trying things out, but he won't add it into his curation or his life if he doesn't actually like it. So it's more, he doesn't care how performative or how good it is for his rep. He cares more about how he feels about it. You can say authentic, but it feels a little bit biased if I say that, because technically if you think about it, either or, it's both like being authentic, right? It's just like a different standard, I guess. But like this guy prefers being more in tune with himself in that sort of way, and thus like even though he sees like these two other guys plays golf and tennis and has a Rolex watch, he might not fucking care about it, and he prefers to play, I don't know, ping pong and street ball and maybe fucking have a fucking, oh, what's that called? What do you call those weeby cars? The cars with anime girls? What do you call them? Yeah, maybe have one of those. You know, he prefers something that he truly feels more closer to him. There's a name for it, isn't there? Itashakars. Thank you. Itashakars. Yeah, because I have been wondering why it is that some people are able to follow societal standards more than others. I happen to not be one of those, because usually if I have a choice, I would prefer not to. Like I wish I could sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for example, there are definitely more societally accepted ways to do things in general and live life in a certain way where it's more societally accepted and societally more acceptable. But I can only fake it a little bit. I can't go too far. Like, even when it comes to my content, like I've mentioned before, like I could technically do certain things to maybe get the extra edge, the certain mainstream things that can get the extra edge towards progress, for growth and everything like that. But I just can't. If I had the choice, I would prefer not to. Does that make sense? And also, like, even if they're like everyone in the world is playing golf, like I might give it a try and I might like it to a certain extent, but it's if it's something that doesn't really resonate with me, I'm not gonna fucking rave about it, you know? But like I said, I don't think it's like a noble thing to be more quote unquote authentic to yourself. I think it's just different from everyone. At least that's what I've come to learn. It's not like one person is more performative than the others. You can argue that, sure, but like for what? Like, why do you even want to think of it that way? I think it's more like, it's not as if like the less performative people are better than the others. I think it's more like people just choose a different lifestyle, right? Hi there, Drippy Water. Playing golf with rich CEOs is an extremely profitable hobby for many people. It's basically business networking. Yeah, no, I believe in that. I do think there is truth to that. You have to draw your own views. However, society as a whole, as far as I saw, is very inhumane and highly manipulative, pushing narcissists into power positions. I think that's a whole different topic that you unpacked there. You used to bring booze to work. Very true. I don't care about such edges because I will just create my own rules and my own reality. Have a good one, Izanagi. Thanks for dropping by. Adam Savage, I reject your reality and substitute my own. Did you know Noira is the reason why morning dew is frowned on grass? It's her way of reminding the land foxes that they aren't out of reach. Thank you, Cheese. That's kind of cute, actually. You can fool the whole world down to the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated the guy in the glass. That is a pretty fucking cool quote. But yeah, I mean, by the way, I have nothing against golf. I think golf is okay, but it's not like something I crave, you know? Like I mentioned, like I think for me, I found that if I don't do the things that I really like, I just feel very empty and I feel shit. Even though I try substituting things with substituting it with things that are like subpar, which are like okay and not too bad, but like, I don't know. It just feels hollow for me. I kind of assume that for some other people, like, they're okay with, like, whatever. Like, you know the people who kind of say that they don't have any hobbies? Like, I think those people are just somewhat predisposed in a way to kind of just have less of a need to have such craving towards things that very much resonate with them, if that makes sense. I feel like not everybody needs some crazy thing that resonates with them. Oh my god, what am I saying? Am I making sense? I feel like I'm making sense in my head, but I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. I don't know if we're on the same wavelength, but I think I'm starting to talk weird. I feel like some people don't really have the need to kind of like be able to live for like some extreme feelings of fulfillment, you know? And that's okay. If I had the money, I'd make some weird Golf Siege weapon hybrid trebuchet. Golf sounds fun. What the fuck? You have to respect your main soul path, otherwise you will feel hollow at some point. Yeah. Some people are content living simply to live instead of a passion. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like how some people are content living life without questioning things. As much as you want to call them sheep and everything like that, technically it's okay. I mean, I think it's just we talk shit about it because as humans we somehow have an intrinsic need to kind of want to one up others and be on a high horse somehow, right? But I've come to learn that technically it's okay. Like, it's okay if people like mainstream things. So what if people like mainstream things, right? But I guess humans just naturally have a knack for gossiping. I have the need for lots of passion fulfillment. Yeah, I happen to be one of those people too. Did you jump into the paddle bandwagon? Yes, I did. But also I really like it, so I do still play it. It's one of those sports that I actually really like. Compared to, say, badminton is okay too. I don't mind badminton. But like, I like paddle more than badminton. I like paddle as much as I like, if I may dare say, basketball, even though I don't really play much basketball anymore. You can call it a passion for living. Yeah, and there's like so much romanticization towards like living life passionately, right? But when you think about it, to be fair, not everyone has that need to live life passionately. And technically that's okay, right? Can you really blame someone for not just naturally not wanting to find that passionate living? Unspoken Legendary, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I was incredibly driven in college, and when I described my goal as to be the absolute best I could become to a friend, he was like, I never even thought about anything like that. Yeah, and I think back then, for example, I used to think that people who didn't have a hobby or didn't have a goal were like hella boring. And I thought that that's no way to live. This is younger me, by the way. The younger, more ego-driven Noira. Sea Fox. I used to think that they're such boring people. I used to think that people without hobbies are very boring. But I think the older I got, it's like, you know what? It's fine. The fuck? Like, why are you shaming people and why are you mean towards people who just maybe naturally don't want anything crazy? Birds of a feather flock together. I always leave one man alive to tell the tale. To leave none is to leave no one to fear me. That sounds like my stealth strategy when it comes to cyberpunk. You play basketball, Noira? How tall is a sea fox? How tall is a sea fox, guys? It's on my website. Super chato, arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine, E-Trumpet. Thank you. Wait, I need to give you a blessing. My blessing to you, E-Trumpet, is that I hope you're feeling much better. That's my blessing to you. And I hope that the tea that you drink tomorrow will give you a little bit more warmth than usual. Sheeple are a dangerous weakness that can lead to very dark places. Objectively true, I guess. You know, if people just follow opinions and that opinion brings like doom and gloom, sure. But in that sense, sure, definitely. But like, I think I was more so like talking about the sense in just, so what if people like mainstream stuff? And also the fact that just because people like mainstream stuff or people don't really like going to extremes to live life passionately and everything, I don't think it particularly means that they're sheep, right? Let's be for real. Some people, at least, like, I think this is coming from a place because I've met more people who are like that and they're living life fine. And I wouldn't even say I'm living a better life than them. It's because I've met these kind of people that I can say these things. Previously, I think I didn't think about it that way, to be fair. Schrodinger's height. My friends asked me to, but I can't get into things that people hype about, so I didn't. Yeah, you see what I mean? How like people curate their lives differently. 3D Sun, for example, hates high rocks. because he thinks that's the most performative bullshit, which I can see what he means. But for me, I don't mind it. I've tried it, but I don't particularly like it though. As I said, I don't like things that are made artificially difficult. But that doesn't make sense, because a lot of things and a lot of sports are generally just artificially difficult. Like basketball, fucking someone made rules for like putting fucking balls into a basket, and there's like, oh, 3-second rule shit, and like, oh, 3-pointer, and like, oh, you know, all these stupid rules. So as much as I say that, I'm kind of a hypocrite in a sense. But yeah, I mean, I think I've just come to accept that people curate their lives in very different ways, and that's okay. That's all it is. Hearing Noira makes me feel better. Oh, stop. Noira, you don't leave anyone alive. You just leave a bloody mess for passerbys to gossip about. Isn't that true power? Isn't that what true power and stealth looks like, Jarrison? Huh? So stealthy to the point that they can't even agree on what the fuck happened. Tall is relative in the grand scheme of things. Noira predates measurement systems, therefore Noira is approximately 1 Noira tall. Yes. Did you know that people back then used to use me as measurement? I love your lore, Cheese. I love a drunk scribe. Yes, that is our beloved drunk scribe, for you guys who don't know. Ayo, I like cheese on Twitch side. See them as leisurely, it doesn't thrill me. Really depends on the mainstream, doesn't it? Yeah, of course it does. Adrian, what's up? Artificially difficult so Stellaris? What's Stellaris? Stellar Blade? But yeah, to be fair, like a lot of things are generally artificially difficult. I was gonna say it like music. Isn't music artificially difficult? You have music theory and shit. So like my reasoning doesn't make sense. But like in my head, I don't like high rocks because it's like gymming, but you just time yourself and then suddenly it's a race. And I don't like that. It feels like a type of gamification that just doesn't sit right for me somehow. I think the feeling of artificially difficult is when things get harder but don't force a corresponding increase in skill. Oh, maybe, yeah. Perhaps. Yeah, actually, maybe that's it. Because with high rocks, like I said, it's like, for you guys who don't know what high rocks is, it's basically like gymming, like certain gym actions. You can look it up, but then it's timed and you have to do a certain amount of reps within a certain amount of time to go to the next part of it. It's like a relay, a circuit, sorry. It's like a circuit, and then you can only go to the next part of the circuit once you complete the current set. I don't like that. Yeah. I've tried it. I like the gymming part of it, but I don't like the fact that you kind of gotta bust your ass to beat a time. I'm like, what? I don't get it. It doesn't seem fun to me, I guess. Hi there, Kai. How many Noiras is Mount Everest? I don't know, Cheese. How many Noiras is Mount Everest? That trait also the reason why it took me a while to start some new games or movies or series. I still can't start Expedition 33. Yeah, I know someone who's like that. Stellaris is a 4 times game set in space by Paradox Entertainment. Ah. And they just increase the health bar, but it's the same lame skill. Oh, that too! I hate that. Like, I remember watching my brother fight a boss in Final Fantasy VII back then. And it took him like 2 hours because this boss had like 30 health bars or something. And I'm like, that's so stupid. Why are they just artificially making it difficult? I hate that. But I don't know how to particularly explain why it is. I hate that sort of artificial difficulty. Like it doesn't feel, I guess it doesn't feel productive, or it doesn't feel like it adds much, in a sense. Music theory isn't artificially difficult. That's just the way just that they say we academically understand it. Quantum mechanics exists in physics, but that's, yeah, no, I agree. That was a joke, the music theory thing. I think music theory is just a way to kind of add vocabulary to the whole thing. Fake skill ceilings. Yeah, fake skill ceilings. I got into it when I saw a tweet where a woman was talking about how her husband spent years playing and finally beats it. Wait, playing what? Stellaris? Fake skill stealings. Because it wastes your time once you've already proven that's your skill. Yeah. Is it? I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more complex than that, but like, I've never really sat on it. My brother, how many sea foxes are there? Ha 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 ha. All you gotta know is there's one sea fox, and that's me. You don't have to worry about other sea foxes, okay? Even if there are other sea foxes out there, does it really matter? Is it even valid? If you go to Hololist right now, there's only one sea fox, and that's me, yours truly, Noira. Music theory is the grammar and the linguistics. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, something about... Maybe I should think about it. I should probably one day sit down with a drink and think about why I don't like certain things that feel like artificial difficulty. Such as, yeah, high rocks. Another thing is, fuck, there were a few things that were like that. The thing is, the recent thing that occurred to me was high rocks. I can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, the whole boss fight with like additional health bars is ridiculous. But I don't think Elden Ring bosses are artificially difficult. I think they're fairly difficult for a good reason, with the phases and everything like that. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't like when in gacha games they add weird ass puzzles so that you have more gaming hours chucked into it. I don't like that. It's like they add like a puzzle just for the sake of. I don't like the puzzles in God of War Ragnarok because it gives me the same feeling where they're just making it artificially difficult. I think it's more like it feels like they're just making certain mechanics for a hidden agenda. Does that make sense? For a totally different agenda. Like for God of War, the puzzles that they have, it feels like they're just making those puzzles just so they can keep you from getting bored and sink more hours into it, even though it's not particularly fun, you know. Time vampirism, is that the term? But yeah, it's these sort of things. I've yet to come with like the exact reasoning as to why I feel this way. And the puzzles are too easy. It's not satisfying. Yeah, but like, so, you know, when you play God of War, at least for me, when I play God of War, I just want to fucking whack things, bro. Why do you have to chuck up fucking puzzles in the middle of it? And a puzzle where the puzzle is so stupid too. It's like, oh my god. I don't know. Particularly God of War Ragnarok. I was fine with the puzzles in the previous God of War, but God of War Ragnarok was very annoying. But then again, this is also coming from me, someone who doesn't really like 100%ing a game unless it's Final Fantasy X. I would assume that people who like 100%ing games would probably think differently from me. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Yeah, I know, time check. Sorry, I wanted to overtime a tad bit because I kind of felt bad that I started stream rather late. But yeah, we should probably call it, hey? 30-hour game of 100 hours. Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? Puzzles is an action game just to break the flow. Because instead of rushing through tons of enemies, you're either stuck for an hour trying to understand how to solve a puzzle, or solve it in seconds, and question why it was even there. Yeah. Puzzles are a key part of God of War mechanics. See, that's the thing. I don't know why I was okay with the puzzles in the previous God of War and the other God of Wars I played, the one where you could bang Aphrodite. But I particularly hated it in God of War Ragnarok. I don't know why. Funny that Feathers in Assassin's Creed 2 was worse than lobotomy. I don't know. Like I said, I probably have to sit on it and find out why I don't like certain things when it comes to quote-unquote artificial difficulty. Anyway, we should probably call it, eh? We should call it because we are late and I am overtiming. But once again, guys, thank you for coming over to the Deep Blue. Thank you for visiting. And I'm so sorry for starting late. I'm glad I managed to fix the troubleshooting nightmare though. But also... Hold on, let me bring you guys over to the shrine. Thank you for everyone who dropped an offering at the shrine. Look at that. We have so many bottles. Thank you so much, everyone. Your generosity towards the deep blue. Thank you so much. Everything for the deep blue goes back into the deep blue. It goes towards edits and everything like that. So remember, every time you see that I post a new short or a video essay, that's because of you guys. I wouldn't be able to do such things without you guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting this wee sea fox of yours. And I hope you guys enjoyed your time here at the deep blue. For you guys who are new here, let me introduce myself. I am Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks in the rocks, and we've talked about a lot of topics today, from life observations to philosophy, from Uncle Iroh to just talking about curating a life, to also talking a lot about spontaneous human combustion, actually. And I hope you enjoyed all those talks, and I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you guys like the stream, also King Kenko, thank you for the follow over on Twitch side. If you guys like the stream, I'd appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And also, I stream 3 times a week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And yeah, don't forget to check out my YouTube if you haven't already. Same time, same days every week. That's at 3 or 4 p.m. if you're in the EU, 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia, and that's at about 6 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US. And also, if you haven't already, do come over to the Deep Blue Discord. Come over to the Deep Blue Discord so you can choose the notifications that you want of me, from my video uploads to my shorts to whatever really, or even like if we have community events. We currently have a 20 push-up challenge daily. If you want to join that, come over to discord.gg/Noira. That's discord.gg/Noira. Come join the Discord and hang with the other titlings. And oh, if you want to find out more about me, you can also do so via my website at noira.me. And I think that's it. Now let me find someone to raid. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here today. I'm happy I got to yap a lot today after a while of not yapping. Like, what, 2-3 weeks? It's been a while. So thanks for accompanying me with the talks that we've had today. Who do we raid today? Let me see. Oh, a lot of people are streaming today, actually. Hold on. Let me pick someone. Let me check. Let's raid into Red Senshi, who is currently also yapping. So I think it's a good way to continue the vibes, right? Raiding into Red Senshi. Take care, everyone. Hopefully, yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side. If I don't know if I can do a membership stream today. I was thinking of doing like a Minecraft membership stream this weekend, but my schedule's looking a little bit shoddy. So I'll update on Discord if I manage to. Hey, anyway, once again, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Sayonara.